So my wife compares every injury I have to her giving birth to our kids. Is that fair?
Oh, yes, it is.
Let's battle. All right. Here's the deal. We've been together for a while. I go through some injuries over the years. I went through a traumatic bee sting.
You sound clamped right now.
Yeah, I went through a traumatic bee sting about 4 or 5 years ago. I went through a vasectomy that was very painful and very traumatic. Something else happened recently.
You stubbed a toe?
I stubbed my toe. I hurt my toe, and it hurt. It hurt bad. And I broke my toe.
Oh.
And recently, what just happened? I cut my chin. I cut my chin. I fell off a ladder. But throughout all these things, you never feel bad for me. So is that fair?
And you just cut your finger last week.
Yeah, I just cut my finger. Is this fair? I don't think so. I need some sympathy. Luce, what's your take?
Okay, so I don't want you guys to get the impression that I am some cold-hearted woman, some ice queen.
She's not.
Some ice queen. But when you stub a toe, cut a finger, cut your chin, and get snipped so that you don't have to wear condoms anymore, I don't feel so bad for you. Because what I have endured, what my body has metamorphosed into and contorted and stretched and moved and changed, and that body is never coming back. I've literally physically changed my body to provide your spawn. So when you say, oh, I stubbed my toe and now I can't run, I gotta buy a Peloton, or you fall off the roof, which I actually did feel bad because I was supposed to be spotting you.
Mm-hmm.
I just think...
Let the battle begin. Let's go. All right,
Yeah.
So here's the deal, guys. So I have gone through some fair injuries over the years. So let's go through them one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
wanna
Sorry,
cut to-
switch the camera there. All right, so let's go through them one at a time.
Okay.
We will start with... Let's start with the bee sting. I know you like to talk about that one.
Okay.
You have a very
yes.
fun story about that, but I will share my story first. So this was, I don't know,
2
when
weeks,
our son was born,
2
right?
weeks,
Right after that.
2 weeks after
And I got a
I
really-
birthed your son, your namesake.
Yeah, and I had a really bad bee sting, which led me going to work, and I had this giant red ear. And I work in front of the camera. I work at the Ellen Show, and I had this giant red ear, and people are like, why is one of your ears giant and red suddenly? And I had to tell the story of this bee sting that I had. So it was a pretty embarrassing thing. I'm in the audience in front of a lot of people. People are like, why does that guy have a giant red ear? It's a bee sting. Everyone felt bad, except for you.
You're so vain. You probably think... Okay, so let me paint you a picture. It's 2 weeks postpartum. I had just given birth to my second child, and we decided to go for a walk. Mm-hmm. I was pushing our toddler at the time, 21-month-old. Mm-hmm. You were pushing your namesake that I had given birth to you, 2 weeks old, and we're walking down a sidewalk, which, you know those sidewalks that there's the curb right next to them and it goes right into a street. There's no grass patch. There's no buffer. It's sidewalk, then street. So we are walking down the street and you're in front of me, I think. And you walk through this like willow tree, which was attracting a lot of bees apparently. And a bee stung his ear. And Tommy Drama, got so dramatic, he like let go of the stroller that my 2-week-old was in to grab, and it was a bassinet stroller, so he wasn't even locked in.
But we were right near near a ledge, so it went right into the ledge. I didn't send him down the street. As the bees were attacking me, I didn't send him into the street.
No,
I just
you
pushed
did.
him in. No. I pushed him into like a yard.
Well,
like a little fenced-in yard,
okay.
A very safe spot. I was trying to protect him from getting stung by bees. This is my parental. I will take the bee stings. I will take the pain because I know my wife is going to take care of me when I get back home, and she's going to make me feel better. So all this is going through my head. I will take this pain for the family, and then nothing.
Meanwhile, I am walking with dissolvable stitches in my hoo-ha. So no, I did not feel bad for your red ear
Yeah.
when my body contorted for
And
your
thank
spawn.
you, and thank you again for
You're
doing
welcome.
that. But it was probably
You're
nice that you were
welcome.
able to hide that, right? Was it nice that you were able to kind of keep that in the pants? Because mine, an audience seeing a red ear
people.
and all the people, why is the ear so red? What happened to this man?
Everyone
So that's
looking at you.
So that's just example number one. Example
I had
number
an
two.
ice pack. I had a rubber glove full of ice in my underwear.
And that
icing
is
my
by far bigger than
mic
anything I've gone through.
Mic drop.
That is amazing. I applaud you. Natural
so, no,
births. You're
I
awesome.
am not going to feel bad for a bee sting.
But is it fair that she never feels bad for me ever again? That's the question at hand.
No.
Example number two. Case number two. All right. So I went and had a vasectomy.
Yes,
And that was
did.
something we talked about, and it seemed like the right thing to do.
Because he didn't want to use condoms anymore.
Yeah,
and I was done with taking everything. I took plenty for the team. It was time for you to take one.
And I have a lot of friends that have gotten vasectomies,
Yep.
so it seems like the thing. It's the trend. It's the trend.
Oh, it's trending.
It's trending. It's trending. Everyone's doing it now.
So
I went and saw a wonderful doctor and had a great first meeting with him. And he said he set the date to come back, and I was pretty confident. And I went in there, and I was ready for my vasectomy. But I forgot one thing. He had given me very specific instructions to put on numbing cream before I went in, right? And I didn't do that. So that's my fault.
Yeah. I was going to say,
still,
whose fault is that?
I stuck with it, and I went through the thing, and there were some scary moments during it, and it was almost like going through it with no pain medicine at all, so I felt it all as the chop was happening and all that. And it really hurt, and so much so that I found myself just screaming when I thought the guy was touching me, but he wasn't even, his hands weren't anywhere near me, so we had to at one point say, Tom, stop screaming.
Wait, Tom.
I'm not.
So you felt pain in your privacy areas?
Yeah.
For the first time in your life?
No, there's been a few like kicks and such throughout the years, yeah.
Okay.
Again, not as bad as pregnancy.
So let's talk about what pain went down there. Are we really going there?
No, the pain was not equivalent, but that's not the argument. The argument is, should you feel no sympathy for me whatsoever when I go through these things?
Okay, so scenario 2. You go to get your vasectomy.
Yeah.
We have now 3 kids in the car. We have... I don't know their age. They were like 3 and 5 and a newborn. Mm-hmm. We had another newborn.
Yeah.
More stitches for mama.
Yeah.
And Tommy's like, I can't drive. I'm getting a vasectomy. I'm like, okay, cool. Load all the kids up in the car.
Doctor told me not to drive.
Right.
You're getting a vasectomy.
Right. So I drop him off in the doctor's office. It wasn't even a hospital. And we drive around the city block about 4 times. And then we park, and then you walk out in your laboring waddle.
Yeah.
And I couldn't help but chuckle because I literally drove around a block 4 times while second time I had stitches where the sun don't shine because I birthed your offspring, your child, your life, your name is now going to carry on for future generations.
I thank you. I applaud the
welcome.
vaginal births.
You're
did
welcome.
it. You're amazing. But can you never nurse me, take care of me again? Circumstance number 3.
Oh, okay. We're going to go right in. Okay.
When I fell off the roof. Now, this one was actually kind of your fault. I was a ladder, and you always gave me a hard time about spotting me with a ladder.
Right.
And so I didn't ask you that time after I went up on the roof and I put up our Christmas decorations, the Star of Light or Star of Wonder, Star of Bethlehem, put that up on our roof, came back down, stepped onto the ladder, fell off the ladder. Now, it wasn't a far drop, but it's about a 6-foot drop. And then I landed on my chin, and they ended up getting bruised ribs and the chin injury. There was something else too, right?
A scraped up hand.
A scraped up hand, yeah. Luckily, I there was cement right there, but I believe I landed on some sort of soft or like play
It was the
pen
playground
type padding.
Padding,
But I got a bad scrape on my chin, and I got really bad chest pain. I couldn't, exercise for a couple weeks, and like the chest pain was pretty bad. Bruised ribs. People miss NFL games for bruised ribs. All right.
Oh,
So,
only Bears quarterbacks.
Bears quarterbacks do. Yeah.
Don't even get me started with the Bears.
But there was a while there we thought the bruised ribs might be worse. Now, and I will give it to you.
Can I rebuttal that?
Rebuttal what?
The Star of David or the Star of Bethlehem story.
Sure.
Okay, so here's the other details that Tommy conveniently left off. One is we had been living in a house for 7 years and owned. The only ladder that we owned was a painter's ladder, super wobbly.
Step ladder.
I'm pretty sure it was left from the previous owner.
Thank you.
And so we had been living in this ranch, so it's one level, and in a certain part of the house, there's only like a 6 foot, not even. It's like it's shorter than you, like maybe a 5 foot gap between roof and. So he put the painter's ladder on the 5 foot area where you can basically skip onto the roof. It's so narrow and not steep. And I indeed teased you that you needed a spotter for 4 feet, which I just think just jump off the roof because it's right there.
Yeah.
But you insisted on coming down off the ladder. And so I had given you enough crap about it that you were like, I'm just going to go down myself. And that's when you man down. So I did feel guilty about it. But you know what? I have now reconciled that argument and that issue for our anniversary, I bought you a real man, a real family, hard and sturdy ladder.
I
went to Home Depot.
Yeah.
I bought that 16-foot legit ladder that you can now mount and dismount from the roof on.
Right.
So
and the chin is we're 9 months later, almost 10 months later, and we're getting there. I can almost do a full shave now.
It's
but
called
I had to
a scar.
grow in scruff for a long time. There's still a spot at one point at work. Ellen was like, "Why do you have all that hair on your face?"
Well,
and I had to say, "Well, I fell up a ladder." And
you need to learn how to shave then. That's not okay. So he's talking about 9 months later. He has a scar. There's a scar. When you guys get injured, do you have scars? I have scars. I have scars
in the
all
places
over.
where the sun don't
exactly.
shine. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo. So no, I don't have.
We should probably talk about the stubbed toe.
Do you want to talk about what happened right
there's
before
been
you
couple other
toe?
injuries. Yeah, I mean that one. I think there was a little argument going on.
Do you think people really want to hear all these details?
And then I fell and I stubbed my toe, but then it turned into a broken toe. So, a broken toe. It doesn't matter how you get that broken toe.
What happened right before?
Should someone feel bad for you?
What happened right before you?
I think I cursed at you, and I don't curse at you much.
You don't
but
curse
I think
at
I
me.
cursed at you. But it was like a joking curse.
You called me a bee. You called me a bee.
It was a joking curse.
And then you tripped over
But it was a joke curse.
Well, God just punished you.
It was a joke curse. So I had that. And then there was one time when you had every right to not feel bad for me, and I think was that after Barbara. I was doing a little video for Life of Dad, and I fell off roller skates, and I broke my wrist.
Yeah, it definitely
and then I couldn't change diapers for a good, what was that?
How convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he takes it to another level. You guys, he cut his finger this past week, and over the weekend we took the kids to a water park. He's like, I can't go swimming. I can't go swimming. My cut could get infected.
Direct doctor's orders. I had to stay out of that. I had to stay out of that water.
You're so
And then I went to the dermatologist today. They said, "Thank goodness you didn't go in water. That's healing very nicely." I said, "Thank you for that."
Oh, I'm glad your dermatologist has sympathy for you.
Yeah, and they checked out the chin again.
Now listen. I am no ice queen. I will feel sympathy for you when sympathy is needed and necessary.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad when I have stitches and labored for 48 hours, birthing your children, changing my body that I will never get back to again. It's never coming back. And that's all to give you life.
Again, you're awesome, but the question is, and I wonder if other moms feel this way too. Can you never take care? Can you never feel sympathy again for any injury? How severe, regardless of how severe it is. That's the question. That's what the people are going to vote on. We want you guys to vote. We're going to put it up on the Mom versus Dad show Instagram page. It'll be up on Life of Dad's Instagram, on Life of Mom Official's Instagram. So that's where you guys can vote. We want your feedback on that burning question. What do you think? All right. We also have a user.
Because, I have a tremendous amount of empathy and sympathy. I just like to say that for the record.
Amazing. Much more than I do.
I just tend to not.
Send some of it this way.
I tend to not apply it to stubbed toes and bee stings.
And falling off the roof for a vasectomy. Send some of that. And you do have incredible empathy.
Falling 4 feet.
You were the sweetest. You have more empathy than anyone I know, right? So I'm asking for some to come this way when I start going through these crazy injuries.
The
cut on my finger.
It's like a paper cut.
No. That was a full on
gash.
That was a full on gash. All right. Okay. So you guys know you're gonna vote. We're gonna play a little audio clip here of Brian and Amy and the struggle that they're going on in their house. Here it is. Oop.
Hello, this is Brian and Amy Oster.
Hello.
And we are going to be discussing why or not we should be getting a dog for our family of 5.
Go.
Dogs are smelly. They get hair over everything. Dogs are expensive in the fact that you have to buy them and clean them and pay for their food and all the other things that go along with taking care of another animal in addition to our 3 kids. The last thing is that I work in the emergency department and I have seen some really bad injuries from dogs, and I am really just trying to protect our kids and our family.
Well, I think that is probably your only point, and my rebuttal to that point is, by that logic, we should, never really do anything related to fun based on your experience in the ER. Dogs provide compassion, provide empathy, provide love when you need it the most. They're always there for you. They're loyal. Our kids will finally learn how to take some responsibility for somebody outside of themselves. I believe, and all of my kids actually, so this is a 4-1 vote, that we have a dog-shaped hole in our hearts that will only be filled by a golden retriever.
Ooh, good breed.
So there it is.
That's a good breed.
That is a good breed. That's Brian and Amy, and they're trying to figure out if they should bring a dog into their home. Listen, I'm probably in the minority with Brian. We've made that decision a couple times, and I'm happy about the decision, but there's a lot of things you don't sign up for that suddenly.
And you grew up in a dogless house. You had a few.
Well, we had a couple dogs over years. We had
but
one
I wouldn't categorize your family as a dog
certainly
family.
Not. Yeah.
Certainly not.
Certainly not.
And you've come around. I feel like you Bojangles.
Bo was our first one.
He was a good transitional dog. He was a retired dog. He was 8 years old.
Yep.
He kind of weaved you in. I think you were his master in that sense. He really
Bo, we got him a little older. Yeah. And then the other two that we have now follow you around all day, every day? Because they just follow me everywhere. And I feel like they follow me more.
Okay, so we have a 7-year-old black lab, and we have a 9-month-old Saint Bernard, who's 125 pounds. They are the loves of my life, besides my husband and children. So backtrack. I am the youngest of 12 kids from the south side of Chicago. 12 kids wasn't even enough for my family. We always had to have 2 to 3 dogs, and not just any 2 to 3 dogs. They were medium to massive sizes. So we had Saint Bernards, we had Black Labs, we had Great Danes, we had German Shepherds, and my parents just always had multiple dogs. And you would think in the chaos of raising 12 kids in a house, the last thing you would want to add to are dogs. But now that I am a mother, now that I am a stay-at-home parent, and I get yelled at, I get whined at. I get tantrumed at. There are demands. No one appreciates me except my dogs. I can come in on my worst day, on my best day, and every day in between. And my dogs love me just the way I am. And I think there's something to be said about that kind of consistent, loyal, loving companion through it all. I also think they have a tremendous amount of intuition, especially our black lab, in sensing emotions, and has been like almost a not a therapy dog, but a emotional support dog to our daughter. So I am massively pro dog. And to pony off on, I'm like making up these. To pony off? No.
You can pony on it.
To pony on.
Anyways,
to add to Amy's argument, a golden retriever is rated, I believe, the most family-friendly dog and breed you can get. Now, I know that some breeds have more aggressive tendencies, so I understand how Brian could see these kind of encounters and say, oh no, I don't want that to ever happen to my kids. And that's a really fair argument. And I can sympathize with Brian, but a golden retriever is a phenomenal family dog. I've never heard of an aggressive golden retriever in my life. So I'm all for Team Ostick.
So Brian's got to, you're probably going to have to give in at some point, but you got to set some ground rules. Because the kids, it's very easy for them to say, oh yeah, well, I'll take care of the dog together. And I feel like over a lot of it goes, I know in our house, I'm the one that's up earliest. So, all the early morning care of the dog. So add that. There was a point when, we had a whole bunch of poopy diapers throughout the night, and then our puppy was doing the same thing in the kitchen, and now you have to be afraid of, not only you don't want to wake the kids up, but you don't want to wake the puppy up, so I have to tiptoe around the kitchen and plan my morning out in a certain way. He's also taken over my bathroom. This dog has taken over the guest bathroom, and that's his bathroom. So
You're talking about the St. Bernard.
The St. Bernard. No one else is allowed to use that bathroom now than the St. Bernard, more or less, unless you want to kind of smell it. There's hair all over the place.
Because it's the summer and it's 100 degrees,
right.
and the tile floors in the bathroom are the coldest. So that's a good place for him.
I get so, but then the family's not going to be able to travel anymore, and so the expenses are real, and the amount of time you have to put into these puppies, it's all real. Now I think most people eventually go in the dog. If the mom wants a dog and the kids want a dog, there's going to be a puppy eventually, right? But Brian, try to set some ground rules, man, because the dog's going to run all over you.
You're going to
run all over you.
You're just go watch Marley and Me, Brian, because what's going to happen is you're going to be annoyed and frustrated with the dog, and then you're going to be the one at the end of the life of this dog, and it's just going to be you two together, and you're going to be the one crying as they're putting the dog down, and it's just you two together, just like in Marley and Me. Sorry if I spoiled the ending of the movie,
yeah.
But no, I mean,
it will lead to there'll be a lot of frustration. There'll be happy moments. There'll be some happy moments, but there'll be a lot of frustration. But when you look back at it, be like, oh man, that's a good dog.
Yeah,
that's a really good dog.
Do you?
And I like our dogs now.
Do you regret any of
our
dogs?
No, I don't regret any of our dogs. I mean, the thing with Duke, the St. Bernard, I mean, you have to plan your whole day around him with what you're wearing. He's got, nothing brings our kids as much joy as the dog drooling on me, more or less, right? So the dog getting to me is really what gets them going. So they'll try to let him in as soon as he drinks water so he can get right to me. So you have to be careful about the clothing you're wearing.
I love my kids.
And they're going to... but I know we're going to call Amy right now and get a little bit more info from Amy. So let's dial it up and find out more. We'll see how close they are to getting the dog and if it's going to happen.
All right.
It's a ringing.
Hello.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, how are you, Luz?
Good. I am all on 1000% team Amy and kids.
Oh,
I am pro dog. I wear my dog mom shirt. Even though I have kids, I'm a proud dog mom owner. I'm all in. And a golden retriever is literally the best breed you could get for a family.
And it should be
It
noted.
is.
It should be noted that Brian is he's currently working on a couple dog injuries at the ER
No.
as we speak. So let's just put that out there too. But hi, Amy.
So, don't give him a sympathy vote yet.
Yes.
On this National
See?
Dog Day.
Yes, it's
We were
National Dog
debating-
Day.
Who made that up?
It's National Dog Day, and we're debating. Oh my God, how perfect is that? Ah, now that's just fate.
Look
right
at all
there.
these adorable pictures on Facebook of everybody so happy with their dog. Oh,
I agree. Our dogs have brought our kids so much joy, and like everything you said, the companionship, the responsibilities. I mean, our kids, they clean up the poop, they feed them, they walk them, they do everything.
They don't clean up the poop. They don't feed them. So this is where if this were to happen, Brian has to get very clear about people having their jobs and not
Yeah.
having it all fall on him for some reason.
He was all about like set your
'cause
boundaries, Brian.
Yeah, because I clean up all the poop. The kids clean up none of it. I'll feed them most of the time, which is fine.
I'll clean up poop from time to time.
Yeah.
I got no problem. I
Yeah.
got the skin in the game for cleaning
I've
up
got a
poop.
5-year-old boy that loves poop. I mean, there's
Oh,
nothing more.
see?
It's like ice cream, dogs, lizards, poop, or his favorite things in life.
That's
So I think
amazing.
he's
He
fine
would-
with-
Yeah, he could be the poop picker upper. You could get like different technological I don't know what I'm
Yes.
saying. I don't know what I'm
He
saying.
was very descriptive. He would love
Yes.
So how close
Yeah.
are you guys to getting a dog, Amy? Like, do you have to sell him on it?
it. It is. I mean, I hate to admit this. It is nowhere near a
No.
possibility.
No,
This is how far we are. Our middle child had her appendix taken out 3 weeks ago. And in that process of like surgeries and IVs and tears,
Oh.
there was never a dog promised. And there were many, many asks of maybe at the end of this dad I can get a dog.
Oh.
And he just held his ground.
Man.
Well, the
Man.
good thing.
That's how fierce he is.
Yeah.
Well, and I kind of lean more toward, even though we have 2 dogs now, I'm not a dog person. I guess I've become a little bit more of one, so I kind of lean more towards him. Like I totally get it. But the good news about this show is like you guys, we're taking the decision away from you. We're gonna open this
Okay.
up to the audience, and they're gonna decide, and then you guys, the way the rules work is you guys will do whatever the audience says.
And I'll tag all.
That's what I thought.
I'll-
Okay.
Yeah.
Amy, I'll tag all the dog lovers of the world, like all those pages, and be like, vote for this family, get them this. We'll start a whole hashtag movement, like give Amy and kids the
Yeah.
dog. Yeah,
Let's-
we'll create a whole hashtag.
We'll make Brian a hated man.
Yeah.
We can really.
Yes, I know it is. I think there's enough dog sympathetic lovers out there. Like I think, knowing just the culture we're in, I think
Yeah.
he's fighting the losing battle. But
He's
that's
gonna-
right.
Well, and
Okay, we're gonna give him a tear shake.
as someone who is very good friends with Amy and Brian, I can say under that firm, hard-headed coat of anti-dog, he has a really good heart. He could be converted because Tommy was the guy that associated dogs with biting people. And I'm like, what? Where's that?
Yeah,
I said,
That's
where did
weird.
you grow up? Where did you grow up? I grew up with like giant dogs, and I never experienced any of that. And it took. I mean, we definitely needed to. I know.
Michael Vick or something.
Yeah, we had to work our way into it. Exactly.
Amy, I got an idea. So you have to. So he's a big sports fan. So if you were to surprise him with a dog, you
Name
just
him.
give it the name of whoever his favorite Eagles player is, or whatever, right?
It would just be Irish. Yeah, it would be Irish.
Yeah, who's the
Oh,
big?
yeah, fighting Irish. Yeah.
Who's
Fighting Irish. It would just be Irish, or be like Leppy or Leprechaun. I don't know.
Yeah,
Something
well-
like that. We'd have to. I'm with that, or Philly, Eagle, Phil. I don't know. I'm whatever he wants. Pennsylvania, whatever, Bulls, whatever sport I'm with them. I'll go all in.
Who is the famous Notre Dame coach? I feel like isn't
Newt
there?
Rockney? No.
No. Wasn't
No,
there?
the other guy with the. He's gonna kill me for that. This is so bad.
Yeah.
He's not. What's his name? He still announces.
But like, give them some super classic like
Yeah.
icon. Fighting
Oh, you know what you can do?
Irish.
Have you heard of the app? What's it called? There's an app where you can get celebrities to say something, right? But it only costs like 30 or $40. So I'm sure you can get some Eagles player or some Notre Dame guy to just say, "Congratulations, Brian. You know, Amy has just bought Lucky, and here he is." So it could be like a couple of steps like that. So that you could literally get one of his favorite people to make the announcement. You show that to him, bring the dog in Christmas morning.
Yes.
I know. I'm trying to think of like some sort of trade-off, but he's been so. And you know, it's kind of like once you develop an argument, it's bite your nose to spite your face. At this point, it's like he is just that he's just taking his stance. Like he's doing it almost. I don't know. It's bad. It's we've gotten to a dark place with this a little bit.
Well, no, that is every topic we are talking about. Like we cannot agree, and we are at a standstill, and we are putting it out there to the world to be like, decide for us, because I really feel I'm right. Tom really feels he's right.
And then I guess, Amy, do you have another minute? Can we ask you a question about our topic earlier today?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
So this has come from me, and and both you and Brian are doctors, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, Lucy gave birth 4 times.
Yes.
Amazing woman, and I thank her for that. And that's hard, and that's beautiful, and it's all of the above, right?
Do you like how he's prefacing it?
Yeah, I'm wondering how you start that argument.
So
wow.
that's the start.
You can win with. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Since she's given birth all these times, I've had a few injuries throughout the years, and all I want is a little bit of sympathy.
Okay,
But
now
I get none.
Zero.
I get none whatsoever. So I get everything is compared to childbirth, and I'm like, I understand that childbirth is harder than all of these things that I've gone through, but a broken finger and bruised ribs.
no,
and
not a broken finger.
Vasectomy,
Wait.
broken toe,
Broken-
bruised ribs, vasectomy,
A bee sting.
skin finger, a bee sting that made my ear so red I had to go to the Ellen show with a giant red ear. But none of those times did Lucy feel any sort of sympathy. So I just wonder, is that fair?
When it comes to a stubbed toe,
happens?
let me specify. I am no ice queen, okay? We are talking about a stubbed toe. We are talking about a bee sting that
Giant red ear.
during the bee sting and the vasectomy, I still had stitches in my hoo-ha from birthing his children, his spawn, his offspring. And he wanted me to feel bad for him. I'm like, I don't feel bad for you. My body morphed.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Yes.
Tom, as a mother of 3 children.
Yes.
With a postpartum hemorrhage and a physician who sees a lot of whiny men in my
Yes.
So what
No,
do you
I love all
accept?
my patients.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, what if you had a male patient that
Walked in with the
walked
stubbed
in
toe.
with a bee sting? Like, would you treat him, or would you say, no, I gave birth 5 years ago?
No, not as a
Is
doctor,
that
as your wife. No. She can come at it at 2 angles.
No. I mean, no. I'm just saying that it's right. Unfortunately, we have a running joke, and this is, I think it's appropriate. It's just we put Vagisil in various forms. So whenever he comes to me with anything, like if he has any sort of red eye, I go, I'm going to get your Vagisil eye drop.
Yeah.
And then call it a day. That's really bad, isn't it?
Right.
No, I don't
That's
think
been
so.
like a 12-year-long joke because I don't have time.
Thank you.
No, I don't have time or the capacity. And he needs to grow up here a little bit. I'm sorry.
Right.
So you have time for a dog, but you don't have time for your husband.
No,
You don't have time
Not
to
for-
treat your ailing husband
not for a bee sting.
after a
Fair,
basketball
You
game.
have to be hemorrhaging in our house. I mean, Brian
Right.
is the same way with me. I get
Yeah.
the same kind of
Yeah,
treatment a little bit.
these are
as well. He's like,
doctors.
you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine.
They see. Trust me, a bee sting and a stub toe would not get very far.
Giant
in-
red ear.
Not the Aztec.
No.
Giant red ear go in
Thank
front of
you.
an audience, bee sting.
Winning.
Awesome, Amy. Well, we're gonna let you guys know the results probably in a few weeks, and then you guys can. Then we'll send you. You know, if the dog wins, then we'll send you info on how to best get that dog right away.
Right.
And we'll be.
Wait.
We'll drop off the
Yes.
dog on a specified date. We'll be
Yes.
in the meantime. We'll be working with some breeders to get
Yep.
Yes.
them.
Golden Doodle,
Oh,
Golden
Golden
Retriever.
Okay,
has
Golden
been requested
Doodles. Yes.
1,000 times.
Okay,
Yes.
done and done.
In fact, so much so that like my kids all have like 3D Golden Retriever T-shirts. It's really sad. It's pathetic how much they want a dog.
That is so sad.
And Maddie will drive down and we'll go. She'll go, I want to take our future dog, to that groomer. Like she is in her. I'm like, this is never happening, but okay. It's really sad.
Well, when I offered for you guys to dog sit when we go out of town, that was a hard no from Brian.
Well, yeah,
was-
that would
not-
cement to his point. If you give him Duke for a week, that he wins forever.
Yeah.
He would never ever get a dog.
Yeah.
Never.
So
This is true.
Yeah, I know.
But Duchess is a good.
Duchess is good.
She's a good transition dog to a no dog to a dog family. Labs, Golden
Retriever,
Retrievers, Golden Doodles, those are all great breeds.
Good, yes.
Good luck,
They're
Amy.
friendly. Thank you so much.
I am rooting for you. Thank you for coming on and sharing with us.
Thank you to my favorite couple.
Oh,
Love
you guys
Thank
are
you so
ours.
much.
Thanks.
thanks, Amy. Talk to you later.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's tough. I don't like if you were a hard no and like I saw what it would, how much our kids.
Especially if the kids are already on the side, he already knows the kids want it. Yeah, I mean, but I get it. I respect that. I mean, if we didn't have dogs, we'd have a very clean, pristine house,
we would
and we
not.
would have
Our house
everything
was
would be a lot
messy.
more under control,
Our house was messy before dogs.
less smelly.
But they're good. I mean, guard dogs.
They're great
The
dogs.
number one deterrent for burglars are dogs.
Yeah.
And like they did a whole study and interview where they interviewed guys in prison who had broken into houses, and they're like, "What's the biggest deterrent?" And they said dogs. So they are multifaceted, multiple. I don't know what I'm saying, but there are multiple really positives to counter the little few negatives.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna let the people decide. So thank you guys so much for listening, and you can go to our Instagram page, Mom versus Dad Show, where you can vote on today's 2 topics. Also on the Life of Dad Instagram page and Life of Mom. That's Life of Mom Official.
And we may have a dog Instagram for our dogs.
Oh.
So our dogs' names are Duke and Duchess,
Mm-hmm.
the Duke and Duchess of Riles. And we created an Instagram account if you want to see how cute and adorable our dogs are. And that is at Royally Cute Dogs. Because get it? They're Duke and Duchess royally. Anyways.
They are. All right. Yeah, check it out. Thank you guys for listening to the Mom versus Dad Show. See you next time.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.